change, war, poverty, hunger, overfishing, pollution, and that is to bring down the population of this planet to 1 billion or less people, otherwise known as defusing the overpopulation bomb. But what are the scientists saying about this? Okay, a new study claims that even the strictest fertility controls cannot solve issues of global sustainability, and even a catastrophic plague event would not put a dent in the inevitable human population growth at this point. This catastrophic plague event, this is why I have been cheering on Ebola, which is what? Has killed about 4,500 people. You understand that Ebola, that this goddamn catastrophic plague event has killed about as many people as are born every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes on this planet. If Ebola were to take out 1 million people, it would take the parasitic bacteria known as Homo sapiens 4 days to replace the catastrophic plague of 1 million people dying by Ebola. I'm cheering Ebola on, but it ain't going to do the trick. We need something a hell of a lot bigger than Ebola in Mother Nature's arsenal. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to sit here and read this spot-on article. I'm going to put the link to it, since it is the most important story of 2014 for the few people on the planet who are interested in the subject of the most severe threat facing planet Earth. Well, I think it's about 0.01% of the planet. So you can go ahead and shut me up and go read the damn story yourself. I'm just going to sit here and read it and make a few ham-bone comments, amplifications, and clarifications. Okay. We are, quote, virtually locked in, close quote, to a population expansion of between 5 billion and 10 billion people by 2100. This is a population expansion from 7 billion. According to the study's co-authors Corey Bradshaw and Barry Brook of the University of Adelaide in Australia, the study, if you go on the link, you'll go to the link to the full scientific study with all their gobbledygook. The study, published Tuesday in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, examined 9 models of population growth, ranging from, quote, business as usual to estimates that accounted for global pandemics and a war resulting in billions of deaths in every scenario. 9 for 9, even with billions of people being taken out by global pandemics and world wars, the human population on planet Earth inevitably rose. Quote, we were surprised that a 5-year World War III scenario mimicking the same proportion of people killed in the First and Second World Wars combined barely registered a blip on the human population trajectory this century, close quote. Brooks said, yep, barely a blip. Why? Well, blame the baby boom. Blame the baby boom. Well, I will have a story about the baby boom after this one here. The post-World War II population explosion accelerated the birth rate to such a degree that reversing our growth has become almost impossible, at least through 2100, the authors wrote. Quote, had humanity acted more to constrain fertility before this enormous demographic momentum had developed, e.g. immediately following World War II, the prospect of our future impacts would have been more easily achievable. Yeah, do you think so? When the population of this planet was what, at the end of World War II, around 2 billion? And even a worldwide one-child policy, such as China's, which of course is being trashed, would not stop population growth over the next century. And this is, of course, why I am cheering on the planetary no-child policy for minimally the next 30 years and a planet-wide sterilization program by whatever means to sterilize every man, woman, and child on this planet. Okay, getting back to one of these ecologists in this study named Bradshaw, quote, global population has risen so fast over this past century that roughly 14% of all human beings that have ever existed are alive today. 14% of human beings ever born in the last 2 million years are alive at this moment. That is a sobering statistic. This is considered unsustainable for a range of reasons. Yeah, you think so? Not least being able to feed everyone, as well as our impact on the climate and environment. And if anyone is not aware of this, let takepart.com explain it to you. Environmentally, this is bad news. Yes, I will say the collapse of a planet due to the inability of people to keep their peckers and their pussies in their pants is bad news for the planet. Since 1800, the world's population has grown 7.2 billion. And the global population will reach 9.2 billion by 2050 and almost 11 billion by 2100, according to the latest United Nations estimates. And in that same period, since 1800, as our population has grown sevenfold, carbon dioxide emissions have grown by 150 times. And the controversial silver bullet of population control appears to be a blank slate. There is nothing anywhere on the register other than Ebola at this point for population control. Yep. And getting down to the bottom line, quoting from this study author named Brooke, quote, often when I give public lectures about policies to address global change, someone will claim that we are ignoring the elephant in the room of human population size. Yet, as our models show clearly, while there needs to be more policy discussion on this issue, the current inexorable momentum of the global human population precludes any demographic quick fixes to our sustainability problems. Yep, quick fixes. And there is a related story on here. If you, I'll put the link to this one, and they link you over to this related story titled "A Recipe for Disaster: Climate Change and Our Booming Population." And then we have the story, if you want to go over here, "Africa's Hidden Population Explosion is Bad News for Humans and Wildlife." I have already been over that story in a previous rant. But guys, for anybody complaining that your old eco-Nazi doomsday prophet always talking about the collapse of the planet and all of that, unadulterated, lefty, progressive, unadulterated horseshit, don't worry. The mainstream media wants the other side to have their voice. So I am going to close this rant with a little feel-good story from the other side of the spectrum. And this is a warm and fuzzy little human interest story from the mainstream media. Who is it? Oh, right here from Associated Press. "Boy or girl, family with 12 sons awaits baby number 13. Lucky 13. They already have 12 boys." Here we go. Just so you can understand how the cockles of Hambone's little heart were warmed by the mainstream media. There you go, guys. Isn't that sweet? 12 sons. They have popped out 12 sons. Look at that little adorable one. They're ranging from born in 2013 to 22 years old. So this woman and her husband, they ain't done yet. And of course, guys, you have to remember that these are American consumers. Each one of these soon to be 13 kids, each and every one of them with about 35 times the carbon footprint of your average Rwandan in sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, take it away, mainstream media. Rockford, Michigan is where this warm and fuzzy story comes from. A Western Michigan couple with 12 sons is expecting baby number 13. And even though they're sticking to their tradition of not finding out in advance whether they're having a boy or girl, they said they would be shocked if their streak is broken. And this is congratulations due to Jay and Kateri Schwant. Baby number 13 due May 9th. Anyway, guys, there is vomit rising in my throat. I do not want to puke